Welcome to Caraniel's Ramblings. I'm Joe, and I'm here for this special post to do an interview of Cara herself. As you know, she's in some fierce competition in the Anablog Tourney, so listen in and vote for Caraniel's Ramblings.
Alright, so Cara, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Wrong side of 25. I'm from Northern Ireland. I've been blogging for 3 years now. Nearly 3 years this summer. Been an anime fan for a hell of a lot longer, probably since I was about 16. And have consumed a vast quantity in that time. Up over 8 months now at the minute. Yeah. Don't think it's an obsession that's going to die anytime soon.
Why? Okay, so we know that Yuko's from Triple X Holic, and then you have Yoko from Tanga Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Mm-hmm.
So what about those two female characters do you like that drives you to use their image as your avatar?
For Yuko from Holic, I just adore her character. I think that she's probably the best character Clamp has ever created, and I'm quite a big fan of Clamp. But because she's just such an interesting, fascinating character with so many facets to her, even though she's essentially an author mouthpiece, she's there to represent Clamp in the Clamp verse, and she knows everything that goes on in the world. But she's just such a central, sort of brilliant character. Just you can't take your eyes off her when you watch her and read about her. So I really love Yuko. For Yoko, it's just basically the character design. I just loved her character design. As a character, I could take her or leave her, but the character design is awesome. Especially that really bright red hair.
When I first met you, you were blogging Shiki.
Yes, Shiki. I think that's what most people sort of started following me when I was blogging it. Because I massively enjoyed blogging Shiki. It was brilliant.
So tell me about the Shiki Owl.
The Shiki Owl, I have no idea how that actually started. I think it was me and A Day Without You from Gargar Stegosaurus. The two of us were obsessed with Shiki. And every evening that she was watching Shiki, there was an owl outside her window, which sort of spiraled out of control because the two of us were blogging it at the same time. So we talked to each other quite a lot about the show. The Shiki Owl just sprung up repeatedly, and I was also quite anemic at the time, so there was a running joke that the Shiki Owl was feeding on me. So it sort of spiraled from there. It's nonsense, but it was good crack.
So this season, this spring 2012 season, you are blogging Suritama, and I have seen you a number of times gloat and glow about it on Twitter and your blog. Why is it so appealing to you?
It's hard to pinpoint exactly why I really love the show so much. It's got everything going for it, and despite the fact that it's quite laid back for most of the time, it's just so splendidly written. Like the characters just sparkle, and the way they interact, and just the whole setting of it. Like I couldn't care less about fishing in real life, but the way that Suritama presents it just makes it look like the most exciting thing ever. But I personally, characters make a show for me, and Suritama just has really excellent character development and really well written dialogue, and it doesn't help that, it does help that the show just looks gorgeous as well, with all the really bright sparkly colours, and the excellent direction, and now the plot's kicking in as of episode 6, so really all getting quite interesting, exciting. But I really do love the show. I'm so glad I picked it to write about.
Tell me about the word feck. I guess anybody who reads your blog from time to time will see that word smattered here and there throughout your posts.
Yeah, the word feck. Well, that's sort of just it's Irish. It's an Irish slang word that it just is in our everyday speech, and I just because I type the way I write the way I speak, basically. Even though it might come across that clearly, all of my slang generally makes its way into my posts, especially on Twitter. But even in my ordinary writing, it does spill into that as well. But feck is just a general commonplace replacement light swear word that is used all the time over here.
Lucky Charms. I know on Twitter and on your blog, the Lucky Charms has come up from time to time, but I don't believe you've ever had it.
I've never had Lucky Charms. I just do not get why I keep on getting shipped with the cartoon leprechaun. Just because we don't get Lucky Charms in Ireland. It was introduced for a brief period of time many years ago, and it just didn't sell because really, like, it's basically sugar.
Well, then it's a little bit of racial stereotyping too when you think about it.
Well, we don't mind the racial stereotyping, like, really, but I just think it's just people didn't like the product.
So going with that, you're getting shipped with a 2-foot-tall red-headed leprechaun. I mean, it's got to be at some point you gotta wonder about that.
Well, yeah, it's because it's every Skype call that I'm in for 6 Lucky Charms and cereal comes up in some sort of conversation. Every time, it's kind of like become a countdown. Who's going to mention it first?
For the Anablog Tourney people that are just coming onto your site, or maybe they're stopping by to see another one of your "Come Vote for Me" posts, what would you like to say to them?
Well, these are the group stages. I didn't expect to get this far. But yeah, I would like to go a bit further, even if the next stage could be sudden death since PS Gels comes into play. In my group, the PS Gels is at the top, so if I come out first, or whoever comes out first in our group is basically thrown to Starcrossed and has no chance after that. But I would really like to get that far because I think it would be quite interesting, even if you do get put up against PS Gels, just to see what happens. Okay, but I'm quite shippable. I'm shippable with everyone.